What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're going to talk about Batman issue number 1. That's right, we're relaunching Batman, despite the fact that they never finished the Hush 2 storyline because Jim Lee and Jeff Loeb are taking way too long. So instead of just waiting to finish that up, they decided, you know what, we're just going to have to start a new number 1. We can't wait for it, which... God, I like, it's just a messy situation because that's going to get released in some other capacity. I wish they would have finished that and then started a new number 1. I feel like that would have been kind of the right way to go about doing it, but they're kind of slow with that. So we're at a new number 1 here, and it just feels kind of a weird place to start it because a storyline continuing from the 2016 Rebirth Batman whatever that was still going on is not done yet. And we're starting a new number 1. It just feels like a really lackluster way to kind of end that book that I've been reading for that ongoing that I've been reading for the past 10 years, basically, at this point. But alas, here we are with Batman number 1. I wasn't too mega hyped going into this thing. We've had so many different Batman writers come on the past couple years for the main Batman book, and quite frankly, it just hasn't been that strong. But I'm hopeful with this new creative team that they can deliver something good. I at least knew Jorge Jiménez artwork would be pretty solid, but now we have Matt Fraction, who I'm not too familiar with, to be honest. I'm not sure what he's done. I don't recall him really doing much at DC, to my knowledge, off the top of my head. If he did, correct me in the comment section down below. But here it is, new Batman number 1, first time in quite a while that we've had one. It's been almost 10 years, but I feel like sometimes you have to kind of start things every once in a while to kind of get new readers on board. So yeah, but it also kind of directly references the previous run where we kind of left off in some things, but I'll get my overall thoughts in it in a second. But Jorge Jiménez, great artwork. So let's see what they've kind of established here. So Jim Gordon is once again a cop walking the streets. He is not Detective Jim Gordon or anything like that. He's just simply Officer Jim Gordon. So he's going back to kind of the basics of where he was at long before he was the head of the GCPD, Commissioner Gordon, all that too. Vandal Savage is still there, unfortunately. I don't know, Jim, you're kind of old for this stuff, dude. Maybe it's time you were just detective or just head or something like that, or just flat out retired. Just him just being a standard officer, with his age, it's just like, I don't know about that. But we're getting more back to basics. So he's one of the few good cops on the force. As this is going on, Killer Croc escapes Arkham Tower, because we're not Asylum, we're Arkham Tower. If I remember that all the way back, I think Detective Comics or whatever. And we see the new look of the Batsuit. I think this is a new design, but I really like the look of it. I mean, Jorge Jiménez is a fantastic artist. The way everything flows from page to page is really well done. You can tell what's happening. There's no kind of uncertainty of what's going on with the art style, and just this angle right here of Batman over this building. I think this is a really cool shot. And of course we have this doctor here who was helping Killer Croc. There's some moments I don't like in this thing where she was talking about how Wayland was starting to change, and Batman says people never change, not really, which I think is just ridiculous. I feel like we've done this stuff with Bruce before. Like, people can't change, then why are you working with Harley Quinn? What about your son Damian, how far he's progressed for when you first saw him, which proves without a shadow of a doubt that people do in fact change, and that you're proud of how much he's grown and all that too. Like, that kind of goes against what you're saying here, Bruce, but hey, it is what it is, I suppose. But yeah, we get to see some cool Batman gadgets. I like this moment here where we kind of have a news report of what's going on in Gotham. I think the city here looks great. They're kind of establishing different things going on within the city, and it feels pretty organic with different news reports talking about, oh, here's this. It gives you a feel of where Gotham's at this point in time, and I think this is handled quite well in that aspect. We also have some stuff with Vandal Savage, and he's got a new militarized task force on tactical urban combat officers going on at the GCPD, which feels very much exactly kind of the same thing that's going on in the Nightwing book with this whole Spheric Industries and their advanced tech that they got going on there. So it's nothing quite unique or anything like that. It's, with a Batman adjacent title, we're doing something kind of similar to what we've already done before. So yeah, but they got that going on. Bruce also has an AI Alfred that accompanies him because he misses Alfred and all that too. So I thought that was kind of neat and interesting, but it's still not the same because it's never really going to be the true Alfred with all that's kind of going on there too. So, but I do like Batman going around helping people. There's areas where the cops don't seem to want to patrol in Robinson Park, as they're calling it, and he goes in there and takes some bad guys down, and he tries to attend to those that were hurt, but he has to go and investigate the stuff with Killer Croc, and he uses the Batmobile to kind of protect him. He also has this rabbit here, or not rabbit, butterfly. Why the hell did I say rabbit? I don't know. Which symbolizes kind of metamorphosis, change and all that too, which earlier on in the issue is like, people don't change, not really. But then I have this butterfly. And it's like, oh, wow, things can kind of change, symbolic, all that other stuff too. So we got that going on. He eventually does find Waylon, and Waylon, with the treatment he's been having, is kind of regressed him to more of a childlike state. And the art here by Jorge Jiménez, like I said, is really good in these different sequences. I like that we get to showcase different aspects to Batman's technology and how that's kind of evolved over, compared to where it was at before, where we had to have Bruce lose all his money, lose all his cool gadgets, but not really do anything different. Like Absolute Batman gave us a better alternate. What if Batman didn't really have all the resources he had before? How would he adapt in that too? Let's just give Bruce his money back. Let's just kind of go back to kind of a fresh restart. Okay, let's get Batman back to some of the cool stuff. But here we get to showcase that too. Like, he's still rich, but not previous heights of Batman richness. So he's there with Waylon. They basically kind of have a talk, and he's able to kind of calm him down before he gets taken away back to Arkham Tower. And for whatever reason, he takes off his mask. I guess because he thinks Waylon's intelligence is just so clueless he's not going to remember. I don't recall Waylon Jones remembering Batman's secret identity. I know some villains do, but did Waylon remember it? I don't know. Just plus, the doctor's coming anyways. He has to kind of put his mask back on. I thought that was kind of dumb for Batman to kind of do something like that. But in essence, they take Waylon back, and he seems kind of happy in some ways. Bruce goes back to the Pennyworth Manor right there. Not Wayne Manor, the Pennyworth Manor, because Vandal Savage is at Wayne Manor, if I remember correctly. And then he gets a call from Robin, in this case, Tim Drake, and he's like, hey, is there anyone on the police force we're friendly with these days? And that's basically where the issue ends, on a bit of a cliffhanger. I really like Tim's suit right here. I like the red and black mixed in together. I think this looks pretty good. Very much reminiscent of the new Batman Adventures, and that was kind of my introduction to Tim Drake, even though it's not the most faithful adaptation. It kind of takes elements from Jason Todd and all that and mixes it in. But he's got some cops kind of ready to point the gun at him, and that's basically where the issue ends in a nutshell. So all things considered, I thought this was a pretty for the most part, a pretty decent issue. I do have some gripes with it in some ways. I mean, with the whole new #1, I felt like they could have gotten rid of Vandal Savage, but I guess that was a lingering plot thread with Zdarsky that they just they never really got the chance to wrap up and get kind of back to more so the status quo. And sometimes, status quo changes can be good and refreshing, but some just don't really work fully, and I think the Vandal Savage thing just never really worked for me in general. Doing some things similar to what we're doing in Nightwing with the whole advanced weaponry people and all that too, doing that stuff. So that's nothing new or really unique in that regards, but I think the artwork is pretty solid. Bruce also saying people can't change, that feels like it's kind of redundant a little bit too. I don't know. There's good things in here. I liked seeing the more compassionate side to Batman. That's an aspect I like for sure. I like the artwork. I liked how they kind of told the story of Gotham and where it's at with a few things. Getting to see Batman utilize some cool technology is also nice too. And in terms of a first overall issue, I don't really know which direction they're necessarily going to go in. Yeah, we have the advanced tech stuff, which again, we see going on in Nightwing, so I assume it's going to go in a similar direction to that. But all things considered, I don't really know where this book is going to go. But it felt kind of nice to have something a little bit more straightforward in some ways, nothing overly complicated or trying to do something so drastically crazy that it just feels very un-Batman-like. So there's some good stuff in here. Don't think it's amazing or anything like that. Feels like it's some been there, done that stuff with Bruce. Oh, people can't change. Bruce, we've done this so many times at this point. So people can change. You've seen it happen, that people can change for the better. So yeah. But also Bruce taking off his mask, I thought that was kind of dumb. But hey, you know what? I'm sure Waylon won't remember at this point. So yeah, some good stuff in here. Nothing amazing or anything like that. Nothing that totally wowed me. But nothing really obnoxious in that too. It's a #1. Got to give it a few issues to see how it kind of plays out over the course of things and to see how well it gets executed. So there you go. But anyways, that's all I have to say about this one. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you thought of Batman issue #1. New books coming out starting tomorrow, so look forward to all those videos. And as always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.